Good morning, everybody. This is Calvin Butler with the Commercial Loan Guy, sponsored by First Choice Financial Incorporated, DBA FCFC Inc. I want to thank you all for joining me here again for today's broadcast. And today we're going to talk about something that a lot of people don't really know about. We're going to talk about non-QM loans. Okay. Now, first of all, recently, as you all know, we just signed our brokers, agreement, and that allows us to start doing regular mortgages for prospective home buyers. So we are a full service mortgage provider, providing everything from commercial mortgage loans to residential mortgage loans and business loans. So we do the entire gamut. And there's a little known product that a lot of people are not aware of when it comes to getting, a mortgage for a home. And that is a non-QM mortgage. Now, a lot of you probably say, well, Calvin, what is a non-QM mortgage? A non-QM mortgage is a non-qualified mortgage. It's basically what it stands for. It is for those people who cannot or don't want to divulge their tax returns to prove their income. Now, with a regular mortgage, every, conventional mortgage out there requires, in order to, prove your income, you have to submit your last 2 to 3 years tax returns. Okay. But a lot of times, a lot of people's tax returns don't really reflect their true income. Why? Because they take deductions, they, they shelter their money from the IRS legally, by the way, by investing in things. You have investment accounts and things like that. All that money is non-taxable, so you don't report it. Okay. Like I said, there's a lot of people who take a lot of deduction. And then there's those people who have what you call side gig type jobs, make money from side gigs or 1099 or self-employed or things of that nature where you're not necessarily reporting all of your taxes to the IRS. Okay. And then there's people like me who also get, disability. I'm a disabled veteran. Disability income is non-taxable. So no taxes come out of it, and you don't report it, on your taxes. So these are things that qualify that people may want to, if people have these type of situations, they may want to go for a non-QM mortgage. Okay. Now, some people look at them as an alternative um, income mortgage. Okay. Now, how do you prove your income even if you have a non-QM mortgage, if you're going that option? Well, you prove your income through bank statements, through investment statements. You can look at your investment portfolio. You can provide those statements showing, your investment account and how much money you have in your investment account. You can provide. You can even use, assets. If you're a realtor or real estate investor and you own a bunch of rental properties and things like that, you can use your assets instead of divulging your tax returns. Okay. Now, another great thing that non-QM mortgages are used for, and that is jumbo loans. Now, people who usually are looking at homes that are 750, 800,000 and above, those are called jumbo loans. Now, people who are looking to buy these type of homes, they're high income people. Okay. And most high income people don't divulge all of their earnings through their tax returns. They understand and they know how to shelter their money. Okay. So with that being said, if you're looking to purchase a home and if you've had, if you've been turned down because it says that you don't show enough income or your tax returns don't prove your income, your stated income, you can't provide the proof through tax returns that you need to show your income, then a non-QM mortgage is for you. Now, Another big question. But Calvin, what's the rate on these non-QM mortgages? Well, I'm not sure my tax returns, the rates got to be astronomically high. Well, that's not the case, really. To be honest with you, the average rate right now for a regular mortgage is 6.475%, somewhere around there, 6.375 to 6.475%, almost 6.5%. And the rate for a non-QM mortgage started at 7%. So there's not a very big rate difference there. Non-QM mortgages are always going to be within probably maybe 1 to 2% higher than 1.2%, 1.275% higher than the whatever the average going rate is at the time. So let's say if the rates drop to 4.75%, the non-QM mortgage probably going to be somewhere around 5.75% or something like that. Okay, so it's not a big difference. Definitely not enough of a difference to to make a difference on whether you are going to be able to get that loan or not, or or whether you should apply for a non-QM mortgage. A lot of people who can actually prove their income through tax returns choose to go with a non-QM mortgage. They simply don't want to divulge that. They don't want to go through the hassle of showing people their tax returns. And I can understand that. So that is a good viable solution for people who either can't prove the income through tax returns or don't want to prove the income through tax returns. They are 1099 employees, self-employed, or they have side gigs that's making them a lot of money, or they have disability income that's coming in that's non-taxable, or they have a lot of investments that they put their money in investments, so their actual earnings is not reflective on the tax returns. Now, if you're in need of a non-QM mortgage, okay? If you're in need of a non-QM mortgage, just, give us a call, at 850-933-4632. Or you can email us at fcfinancial@ymail.com. That's fcfinancial@ymail.com. And as it says right there, need a mortgage, make good money, can't prove your income, then a non-QM loan or a non-QM mortgage may be right for you. But give us a call. We'll be happy to work with you and get your application submitted and get you approved so you can get the home that you want, deserve, and love. So if I thank you all again for tuning in. And this has been Calvin with First Choice Financial Incorporated, DBA FCFC Inc. Thank you all, and y'all have a great day. Bye, everybody.